So why should we care about sanitation? The answer is pretty simple. It comes down to numbers. 2.6 billion people with no sanitation whatsoever, and by that I mean absolutely nothing, not even a bucket or a box. If they're really lucky, they might have a plastic bag in which to do their business every day. Now that is not only undignifying and dangerous for women and children in particular, who, when they're looking for a place to go and do their business, risk rape and snake bites. But it's also, it carries with it an enormous death toll of children under 5. Diarrhea, which to most of us in the West who've been lucky enough to grow up in a safe environment with toilet and running water, to most of us in the West, diarrhea is simply the result of a bad takeout meal or just something banal which passes. But in fact it kills more children under 5 than HIV, malaria, TB combined. Only pneumonia kills more children, pneumonia and respiratory infections, and they're also linked to poor hygiene and poor sanitation. So whichever way you look, sanitation is just absolutely fundamental, and it's a fundamental public health problem, and in fact it's a fundamental public health crisis which is just not getting the attention it deserves. I mean, it's just scandalous that in 2009 4 jumbo jets worth of children crash. It's like 4 jumbo jets worth of children crashing every day, the diarrhea death toll. And really it's because these kids just don't have anywhere to go. So it's all very well, as the development world tends to devote much more attention and money to providing clean water, which is a good thing to do, obviously, and as we're at the World Water Forum, then I should make that point very clear. But the problem is that what's the point of installing a clean water supply in a village and then there's no sanitation, so you've got fecal coliforms raging all over the place. You get excrement getting onto people's fingers, into their food, they're carrying it back to where they live, they're drinking it, they're eating it. I mean, they're actually ingesting this stuff, and that carries an enormous health consequences. Human waste is a fabulous weapon of mass destruction. It carries 50 communicable diseases. Of course, all the usual suspects like all the hepatitis, cholera, dysentery, meningitis, you name it, it travels in human waste, and this is just, it should be tackled, and I don't understand. And the reason I wrote my book, and the reason I called it The Big Necessity, is because it is an enormous necessity, and I don't understand why in this day and age it's just not getting the attention it deserves.